you and I creating a value based society. Thank you so much for joining me again and for subscribing. You have inspired me to keep on moving. And today, I want us just to relook again on what you uphold as a value and what I uphold as a value. Honestly, they may not be the same. Why am I saying this? Because values are beliefs about what is right and wrong, what is important in life. And what could be important to you may not be important to me. We have personal values, family values, community values, institutional values, national values, and universal values. But above all, what you uphold as a value is what counts because values inform your attitude, actions, and behaviors. How we live our values daily is how we spend our time daily, is how we live today as a people and we live as a society, our way of life. What is a value to you may not be a value to me. Why am I saying this? There are things that when I was growing up were discussed within the bedroom context, privacy, and they were sacred. And some of them we were oriented by our aunties and our grandmothers. As I take a walk along my road, I hear a kid singing, Sukari, ukitaka na anaendelea, and the dance moves speak it all. You go to the next corner and you find this youth group and they are singing to each other, nikikupatia utaniweza. Now what is the answer? And you are wondering, where is this coming from? Then a vehicle passes you and the music that is coming from it and booming is across there, below there, and you're left asking yourself, honestly, where did this discussion become a cup of tea? Yet during our days, it was a sacred, an unspoken issue. And that is why I'm saying what is a value to you today may not necessarily be a value to me. And this makes me point out to those that have been requesting me to discuss on the LGBT discussion that at this point we may not get into it. But the question is, how did we get there? Is it the values that we uphold that are being reflected in our conduct? Is it what we are as a nation that is out there in the light today? I'm just wondering, what is the value that you uphold? And in this discussion of you and I upholding the rightful values, we are going back to the basics. And I have realized that there are two key things that cut across all our cultures. And the one is good relationships and also respect to the elderly. When I talk about good relations, it's you being kind, being compassionate, being humble, being loving, being caring. And each one of us, it is something that we are able to do in our day to day lives. It is something that we are able to uphold. And I'm asking you today, what have you done differently that can be emulated by those that you are mentoring? When we look at respect for the elderly, it cuts across all cultures. Respect for authority, respect for the elder ones. How do you respond to them? How do you appreciate them? And then we can all agree that there are two key things: good human relations and good respectful times that we all desire to have. Besides that, what you uphold as a value may not be a value to me. Join me again as you subscribe and we continue with this discussion. Think again, what are you doing that you need to do differently to have a value based society? Living a life full of values, it's the best enjoyable thing you can do. Thank you. And